Alright, we are back with Banished. Here we go. Now I got my cool music going on. So where did we leave off? I'm pretty sure... Oh yeah, I was going to tell you guys about this. So when you have too much going on, like your people have cut down so many resources, you can fill up your stockpile and it'll pop up down here saying, your stockpile is full. Ah. And so you'll want to come down here and build another one, and you can find it easily by clicking on the storage markets. It's this one right here. You pick how big you want the area to be, like that, or not at all. And that's what it'll look like when it's brand new. And of course, like everything else, I have to clear off resources and get back to it. Oh, I didn't even finish my intro. This is Banished, part 2. Anyways, I said we were going to finish the forester this time. So let's come down here. And we can also fast forward this bit. And so up here, as you can see, I have my hunters right here, which you can have a max of 3. I find in the beginning, when you're still building things, give them 2 is good. And same thing with the gatherer. There's 4, but stick with 3 and it'll be good. And then you only need technically right now 2 builders for that house, but I'm going to build this forester, so I'm going to unpause it, let them break everything down, and then this is how you use the increased priority. Come on down here, highlight the area, there we go, and then it'll make them come down here to work on it faster. So if I were to count 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so 12 people will be working over here, and there's usually 2 people in a house, technically, unless you have kids. So I should have actually 6 houses down here, or close enough to that. Yeah. I'll probably end up doing 2 houses there, and then a cluster of houses down there, and allow more people to work out in other areas, because this is good for supporting. See the little frost thing? That means that they're getting cold and they need to go to the house, which they did, so good for them. Yay, they're not going to die. But one hunter's tent and one gatherer's tent is good enough to keep about like 50 people max. Yeah, probably more around 40 people before you have to start building something else. And I usually like to do 2 or 3 of the hunters and gatherers and foresters, because a forester, not only does it grow trees, but it can cut down trees. So instead of going out and harvesting wood on your own, it can start to harvest it automatically. Makes life easier for you. But I usually do 2 or 3 of those little circle areas, because you can see how big it goes. So I'll probably do one here where we have, I'll probably do another one up north, which is why I said I'll put some houses right there so they can go in between them both. And then I'll probably do another one either out here or down here, because this is actually pretty perfect for it. Only I'm going to have to build a tunnel to get through, and that takes some stone. But yeah, so that's the plan so far. And honestly, I've read online that you shouldn't even be using farms, which you can find right here. Farms right there. You shouldn't use farms until you have a population of about 100. But if you do it with the 3 separate areas that have a hunters and gatherers hut, then you can probably wait until you have about 150 people at most. But I like to use the farming farms earlier than that, just because I know that it'll help, especially when for some reason there's no deer to hunt or there's not enough food for some reason. It's just a good backup, you know. So we're going to wait for them to finish this up. Just about there. Good. Okay. And then I pause. So now it says there's nothing to be built, which is correct. I'm actually going to go ahead and max this out for now. So now our next issue to tackle is building more houses, because we still have some homeless people, and creating a woodcutter. Woodcutter is right somewhere around here. Here we go. Because if they start to run out of fuel, which is this, which is firewood, then they're going to start to get cold. And that is bad. You don't want your people to freeze. They will hate you. So I usually try to put houses in the middle, as well as any type of like woodcutters or blacksmiths and tailors and stuff. So they can do that, and then I also want them to build more houses right down here, like I said I would have them do. Because we need more. Remember, do the stone houses. I know it costs more stone in the beginning, but it is worth it so that they don't freeze later in life. And you can see randomly, these are actual resources that pop up, or trees. tiny baby trees. So it's good every now and again to go back over an area you've already cleared and re-clear it, like we'll do right now. So let's just clear all of this, but try not to get in the way of the circle you just made of the hunters and gatherers tents. Otherwise, they'll have to replant the trees, and that'll be very harmful to you, because it'll take a while for them to grow back, obviously, because they're trees. There we go. Oh yeah, don't forget to actually assign people to be workers. That's helpful. Alright, so they finished building our little woodcutter's hut as well as our 2 houses, and I put down 2 more houses right there so that they can keep building them up as we go. And I wanted to mention another rule of thumb. Oh, I don't have anyone working here. Hold on. So let's just focus. Yeah, let's do cutting and planting. If you have an area, like let's say I put the forester over here, there's not as many trees as there should be, like this whole area should have trees, then I would focus on just planting for a while. But because over here is a pretty developed forest, I let them cut and plant equally. And you're supposed to have 4 people work here, but that's too much in the beginning of the game because you need those people to work on other things or to build. So I only do 2. And I come over here and I'll assign people to work there, which works perfectly, but now I have no one else being a laborer and getting resources I need, which is sad. But then again, as soon as they finish building, they can go out and be a laborer again. You see right here, this means that I've hit my quota, so I had 200 for my firewood amount, and I'm there, so they can't cut any more because that's the limit I put on it, which means the woodcutter that's working actually becomes a laborer until they need to go back and build more wood, if that makes sense. So I also wanted to let you guys know that when you have a little set like this of hunters and gatherers, these rocks and iron get in the way of everything. With it, it's really hard to get extra food out of it, and it just hinders your production. So you always want to come through here with the stone and tell them to collect the stone in that area, as well as to collect the iron in that area, just so that you can promote more plants to grow, as well as more deer to show up. Once you get that happening and cleared, then you should go out and start clearing other areas. But until then, you want to focus on this area first, because if you don't, that's bad. Here we go. And make sure you raise the limit on logs, because you never want to be low on logs, because they're really good for building, obviously, and for firewood. So I always try to have more than double the amount of firewood. So my cap for firewood is 200, so I want at least 400, maybe 500 logs, just in case. And they're taking forever over here, so we're going to increase that priority again. Hello, priority. Thank you. Tell them to hurry the fuck up. Yes, please, hurry up. After this is done, I want to build a fisherman's hut, which will be the next big thing that we're going to do. But another rule of thumb for houses and house building, one of the ways that you can stunt the growth of your little city is not having enough houses, because people will get older, they'll stop being able to have kids by the time you actually build a house. So then you're going to really hinder the population growing and them, you know, reproducing. So my rule of thumb is look at the amount of people you have. So right now we have 20 people. And divide that by 2. So I need 10 houses by the time these kids are grown up. Right now I need 8 because I have 16 adults. So with these completed, I'll have 6. So I need to build 2 more houses after that. That way they can couple up immediately and start having kids faster. Yep. You want them to reproduce. You want them to do the hanky-panky. What does this say? This says stone is low. Yeah, stone is low because we're building with stone houses, because we're not going to be cheap. You don't want to be cheap. But so, anyways, that's pretty much the gist of starting out and making sure you have everything ready. Next episode, we're going to go into making more coats and tools, because if you start to run out of those, it can really hurt your little settlement, and I'll explain that more in the next episode. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you liked it. Please leave a like if you hated it. Please leave a like if you just don't like my voice. I don't really care. Just leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Iondis is out for now.